Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I'm William Hyman. I'm your host, and this is Just Force 911, where we look at how our public officials do their job, well, or they just don't. Guys, today we have one from Colorado, where the Colorado Sheriff's Department is supposedly working in conjunction with ICE, and it's against the Constitution of Colorado for them to do that. Well, they don't care. They're doing it anyway. So it's a showdown now between the AG's office of Colorado and the sheriff's office in Colorado. Won't this be fun to watch? You know, it just amazes me how much police officers can break the law and do whatever they want, and there's no consequences. Hopefully today there will be. Guys, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, like and share button, leave me a comment, and give me a thumbs up if you would. Thank you and have a great day. Let's get on with the video.
We are headed for a first-of-its-kind showdown between two law enforcement officers in Colorado with very different jobs. The state's attorney general is suing a sheriff's deputy in Mesa County, essentially saying that this deputy tried to freelance immigration enforcement to turn a college student over to ICE in violation of state law. Our Angela McCall has the story.
It was a traffic stop that shouldn't have been more.
Give me a couple minutes to look this over and then I'll get you going, okay?
On June 5th, a Mesa County deputy pulled over 19-year-old Utah student Caroline Diaz-Goncalves, originally from Brazil. You can see the moment he snaps a photo.
Unbeknownst to the driver, the sheriff's deputy took a picture of her license, uploaded it, along with personally identifying information, to a signal chat. This signal chat included federal law enforcement engaged in immigration work.
Attorney General Phil Weiser says Deputy Alexander Swink violated state law by sharing her personal information for immigration enforcement.
Where are you from? You got a little bit of an accent.
And by questioning her about where she was from.
Federal immigration enforcement is the job of the federal government, not Colorado law enforcement.
The AG's office today filed this lawsuit against Swink under Senate Bill 276, a civil violation for sharing personal information for ICE enforcement. Not only that, he also helped federal officers locate her.
He stalled the driver in his patrol car while the federal officers were en route to the incident. And then he told the federal officers, after he released the driver, what direction she was traveling in.
Weiser says on the chat, federal agents joked Swink would get an award for how many times he's helped them.
And
Did you catch that? The federal officers said that he would get a plaque for how many times that they have helped him or helped them. You know, is there no stopping to the stupidity of government workers? I mean, you just think that you can make up laws because you're a sovereign citizen and you're above the law, or at least you think you are. You're a public servant. That means you're there to serve the public, not your own demeanor. Incredible.
Concern is to what extent is this part of a pattern of activity that may require a broader response than simply one single officer?
Weiser says this deputy should have never led her to federal agents, but he did. And now Diaz-Goncalves has to fight an immigration case over something that shouldn't have happened in the first place.
I do believe this situation puts a face on what sometimes is not acknowledged as the consequences of an overreach of Colorado law enforcement engaging in immigration work. This case is a clear reminder that there can be real harms to people and their lives.
The AG's office is not done investigating, according to Weiser. We talked about other possibilities of different laws that may have been violated as part of this, but right now they're just looking at that one singular Senate Bill 276.
All this is so interesting, right? Because like it's not as if you have a law enforcement officer who's going out of their way to get some like hardened criminal, right? Like she's a college girl who might have tailgated somebody on the highway. But fascinating to see the part about where he might have held her up to buy ICE time to get her.
Yeah, we know, Phil Weiser's talking about 276, but there's also Senate Bill 131 and other bills that, for instance, restrict law enforcement from having detainers or holding people for longer than necessary. So we're wondering, was that violated? Also really important to note here, Kyle, as well, that Weiser says this was not the first time that he shared information for ICE enforcement. And so we're curious to know how many times has this happened in the past. And he's also investigating the other people that were on this group chat that was part of Signal as well.
Right? Is it unusual that it happened, or is it unusual that we found out that it happened? Right? Angeline McCall, thank you very much. We are headed for a first of its
First of its kind. No, cops have been breaking the law forever. And it's because they're a sovereign citizen, that because of their qualified immunity, they think that they can get away with whatever they want, that they're above the law. They're not. They're public servants. They got to follow the same rules we do. Guys, always remember, record the police and your public officials, because you cannot trust them to tell the truth. And with that, have a great, wonderful day, and we'll talk to you on the next one. Thank you.